Hey everyone, and welcome back to No Untameables by Myrm. Today I'll be checking out the new Tameable Reaper Queen. And I'm really sorry this video is so overdue. I've been wanting to check out the Queen for a while. And this is also going to be a little bit different today just because for both things, I just have so much work to do. I don't have a lot of time to record. I'm very sorry. But I'm still going to go over all the abilities and all the new features of the new ASA No Untameables Reaper Queen. So first things first, one thing that I really like about the way that Myrm has addressed everything to do with the Reaper Queen is that this is very vanilla friendly. So what I mean by that is that this king is a vanilla Reaper King, which is a bog standard regular king, and you obtain the No Untameables Reaper Queens from vanilla queens. So it doesn't really like change any of the existing code if you're worried about backwards compatibility or anything like that. Everything runs the same. It just kind of attaches from vanilla instead of injecting new, as far as I understand anyway. In short, just know Myrm has done this as clean and perfect as she can. So, in regards to how you get yourself a Reaper Queen, I won't be demonstrating that for today because again I don't have a lot of time to record, but you obtain yourself a Reaper Queen the same method as a vanilla king. What that means is that you go down to the red zone of aberration and you look for a wild vanilla Reaper Queen. You damage her down really low until she's got the pink visual pheromone buff, and then once the wild queen impregnates you, you have a 1 in 5 chance to get a queen, or otherwise a 4 in 5 chance to get a male, a king. And like I said, it'll be a regular vanilla male king, so if you ever decide to get rid of your No Untameables mod for any reason, or, you know, single player just randomly uninstalls it, well, don't worry, you'll keep all your kings, they'll be fine because they are just vanilla, they are the regular bog standard thing. And otherwise, so let's just have a quick look then at their abilities, or actually, you know what, since we don't really get to appreciate a close-up of the queen very often, let's just have a little bit of fun and just compare how they look. It is still the vanilla model, but it's just fun seeing, you know, how they actually vary, because I don't know about you guys, but Reapers are one of my favourite creatures in the entire game. Not just for gameplay purposes, but they are peak design. Yeah, I know, they're xenomorphs. They're like dinosaur xenomorphs. These guys are amazing. So you can see that the Queen, of course, has much more extravagant frilling, like more extravagant facial things going on. Doesn't have the glowing eyes. That's very interesting. I'm not sure if that's a Reaper Queen thing or a No Untameables thing, but either way, she does have very soulless eyes, which is kind of terrifying. Yeah, no, she's just bigger, she's scarier. I think it's really only the face and the tail that I have major differences in. Shoulders are the same, hips are the same, spikes on the Queen are actually longer, excuse me. Yeah, the Queen's got much larger spikes across the back and tail. Much longer tail with that horrifying evil thing, and then the King's got this little what a difference that is, a little small barbed one. Okay, so let's hop onto the Reaper King then and just quickly remind myself of their abilities. The Reaper King is completely untouched by the mod, so we just have a box standard vanilla one which does his regular left click attack, the C spin, the big jump which you can break by hitting spacebar a second time, the right click, which is a slowing poison, if I remember correctly, and otherwise you can bury him like a Palovia, but that's basically it, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that is the gist of the Reaper's abilities, which is awesome, but that is what we're comparing with. So for our Queen, oh, here we go, we actually have little cheat sheet. I love the cheat sheets, thank you. Every time modders add cheat sheets. Someone doesn't play very often, they're so handy. So we have the melee, which I'm pretty sure is the same animation, isn't it? Can I just say, that king is a beautiful coloration, I just realised. Oh, wow. To be fair, they're both beautiful. I love Reapers. Reapers are so cool. So, the right-click attack, so whereas on the Reaper King, the right-click is that slowing poison, for the Reaper Queen, it's the same as Wild Queen's, where it is a torpidity attack. I don't think it'll be strong enough to knock things out, but it is the torpor-inducing needles attack, which has quite the range as well. Really does scatter quite a bit, doesn't it? There we go. We've got the same tail swipe as the King, and the same jump. Now what's really cool is that if we have right to control spacebar, she does bury, like the King, except it's a basilisk berry. So we can actually traverse underground. Oh, or I can pop out if I hit a rock really funny. Out of curiosity, let's just go ahead not cosmetic raw. Hold on, let's just go ahead and bury again then, shall we? I did like that's a thing, because of course wild queens do bury and do this as well, don't they? So I'm really glad that Myrm was able to figure out how to, you know, add this to the tamed one too. It does drain my oxygen, and it does not drain the Reaper Queen's stamina. In fact, if anything, she regenerates while buried. But of course, still to worry about your player's oxygen, that's very important. Ah, that's so cool. I wonder, out of curiosity, is there like any attacks you can do? Just left click, right click, C. Oh, well, you can very quickly pop out and do a C attack. Let's just check, like anything else? No, oh, and you can kind of jump. Oh, hold on, what's happening there? Okay. Oh dear, do not. Okay, hold on, do not use abilities while buried. Just because it lets you doesn't mean it's a good idea. Oh wait, she reset. If I just now try and jump out the regular way. Oh no, I think I broke her. Oh, there we go. Okay, just press spacebar a bunch of times and eventually she'll pop out. Okay, fair enough then. My god, I love Reapers. They're just so cool looking, aren't they? I can never get over just how they look. They are, in my opinion, really are one of Wildcard's most peak designs. You know, since we're just checking all the abilities, it'd be very rude not to at least use some of them. Let's go ahead then and try the spines attack on that Carcanos over there. Oh, of course, Carcanos don't get torpor the regular way, but I can still do damage. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. So, bear in mind, with it being a Reaper and Reapers being obtained via impregnation, this is a fully imprinted one, and she is mate boosted because of the nearby king. But otherwise, this is just a regular 150. Regular imprinted 150, nothing really too special. Did a C attack, which has awesome range. Yeah, she's got a really nice base damage, doesn't she? Hello, Gargant Spino, it's been a while. Go ahead then and, or yeah, inflict some torpor like that. So like I said, I doubt the torpor is enough to actually tame anything with. In fact, the Gargant drains torpor too quickly anyway. But I mean, it's a fun little ability, and it's a ranged projectile. Ranged attacks are always quite fun when, you know, when done nicely, of course. Is that another Gargant Spino over there? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, it is. Hello there. God, I forgot how big those guys actually are. But man, this queen, she does work, doesn't she? She really does work. Let's get our king to attack as well then, join in. So what if I then just spend a couple of levels into melee, since she levels from melee quite nicely. And do a bit more. Oh wow, yeah, she scales really nicely. God. This is great though. I mean, obviously nice and balanced. Myrm is very good when it comes to balance. But when you get a Reaper Queen, you damn well should get something big and powerful, right? Especially when it's a 1 in 5 chance from an impregnation from a wild queen. You kind of want to make sure it's rewarding, don't you? And I think she has done a good job at that. Aberrant Diamantina! Hello! Get eaten! Where'd my king go? Oh, he's stuck on a rock over there. Om nom nom. There we go. Okay then, so let's talk a bit about these two again then, about the Reapers. So outside of attacks, what's really cool regarding having yourself a tamed Reaper is that it's a Reaper Queen, right? She's going to produce her own young as well. So you've got 2 methods of breeding these queens. So my first demonstration was a little bit incorrect, which is why I'm re-recording it now. Basically, when you have your own queen, you have 2 options of breeding. So first of all, you just have your queen, you know, you don't have a king, let's just move him off to the side real quick. So you just have her by yourself, and what you can do is that you can go up to her and select what's currently on cooldown. You can select become host, and when you become the host, she will pick you up and impregnate you just like a regular wild queen would. So the exact same method, you don't have to damage her, she's on maximum HP. I assume this works if she's under charge effect. I'm not entirely sure about that, but point being is that you can just go up to her, press a button, and she will impregnate you. As you can currently see, I'm currently gestating a Reaper. Now, when you do this with just a queen by herself, you are guaranteed to get a clone of her as a king. So same stats, I assume same colours, and it'll always be a guaranteed king. And this is how she can thus then just keep on producing more and more and more kings. Now, what's really interesting, Myrm has done something very special. So you have your queen, but now say you have your tamed king. Again, just a regular vanilla king, nothing special or modded. If he's just near your queen, and with him just being generally in proximity, so they're mate boosted, and she is now set to mating, They won't mate because, of course, you know, vanilla kings, they can't breed, can they? If you put them on wandering, it won't work. But he is nearby, she is set to mating. If I were to now use become host, obviously it's in cooldown right now, but if I were now to use become host, what will happen is that she'll then impregnate me again, same as before, but this time with their combined stats with a guaranteed queen. And that is how you can get yourself additional tamed queens, not just from the wild ones, but now from your own tamed ones as well. So overall, in short, if you want cloned kings, don't have a king nearby, just have her by herself. If you do want stat combined queens, then have a king nearby, set her to mating, they will combine stats, and it'll be like a regular breeding process. Which, as I said, I find very impressive because I don't think that's really been done with any creature before. And I also think it's awesome because it's a Reaper queen, right? Queens produce like all the kings for the base game. It'd be very disappointing if you couldn't breed your own queen, but the fact that these two are now compatible, that is awesome. That's a new thing as of ASA for these two to be breedable. I think that's really clever and just really handy as well. So there is one more thing. Alpha queens. So I doubt I'm going to go find one because, again, I'm in single player, I don't have a lot of time to record. With no Untameables active and the Reaper Queen updates now in the wild, by default, you can disable this in config, but by default, you may encounter wild alpha Reaper Queens, and that sounds horrifying. As if alpha kings weren't already terrifying. So, how am I gonna kill one? Okay, so here's something that I thought would be fun. This may or may not be a horrible idea, but we have dracoteuthis here. I've got 4 dracoteuthis, 2 males, 2 females, all imprinted, but with no levels into melee. So these are just bog standard 150s. And I thought it'd be fun to just try and test 2 of Myrm's creatures against each other. So the absolutely gorgeous and insane dracoteuthis versus an alpha Reaper Queen. And with this being an alpha Reaper Queens are already quite scary. I'm gonna assume that this is gonna go very, very messy, but I'm really curious. Very, very curious. So let's go ahead then. No Untameables. Let's look up Reaper, xenomorph, more accurately. And yeah, here we go. So we've got an alpha Reaper Queen elite xenomorph. And like I said, you can find these guys out in the wild. Let's just have a B100 because I'm really expecting this to be quite scary. And just roll like whatever random. I'll just have a higher melee on now. Random wild one. Come on. No, 20, sure. This is Nucleus, by the way. This mod is called Nucleus. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay then. This might go horribly. Okay. Oh, she is giant! Let's go ahead then and just quickly do that. Now, of course, it being a queen, if I activate my charge pet, ooh, this also activates my dracoteuthis, don't they? So, of course, dracoteuthis really want lots of charged lights, and the Reaper Queen obviously doesn't want any. So if I was to disable that again quickly, just turn my light pet off. So all of my dracoteuthis have just landed. And they actually do a decent amount of damage regardless. Actually, hold on. So how much damage are we dealing to her? She's dealing 287 to each of us. If I now activate charge again, so it should debuff. You can see it debuffs her. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she does. Okay, good. I was unsure for a second. It does indeed still nerf the queen, as you should expect. But also, because I've got a charge light, it does mean that my dracoteuthis have extra armor. If I was to turn it off, back to 10%, turn it back on, and I didn't do anything. Oh god, please. There we go. I'm sorry about the lag. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed this. Since the last patch, there's been a couple of like weird issues with ARK's performance. Something NVIDIA, blah 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 blah. So I'm sorry if there's like any like tearing or stuttering. Otherwise, gotta say, these dracoteuthis are dealing with her nicely. I guess this probably is her kryptonite, right? You know, a creature that doesn't want to be affected by charge versus creatures that are buffed by charge. Oh god, dracoteuthis is like, dude, this creature deserves more credit, it really does. But imagine, so if you're like out and about on like any other creature, normally in a regular aberration playthrough, I'm normally playing with Spinos, maybe rock drakes. So if you're out and about like on a rock drake or a Spino, like 1v1ing an alpha Reaper Queen, that'd be horrifying. Oh god. So, did she drop any rewards from that? Let's see. Didn't get any loot on this one. Oh god, it really is stuttering today, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks for the changes that we didn't ask for. Let's just check you. I'm affected by the Reaper Queen's angry death fart. Ooh! Okay, so I got 3 Alpha Reaper King barbs, an Alpha Reaper pheromone gland. Okay, I got a whole bunch of chibis from Untameables. So we've got like the Ammonite, Eurypterid, Jugabug oil, light bug, and another light bug. What is that attacking us? Oh, Seekers. Oh my god, so many dracoteuthis. So many tentacles. God, they're so cool. Anyway, yeah, so 3 Alpha Reaper King barbs. That's really nice. I think that's just a nice added extra. I didn't expect that. Alpha Reaper pheromone gland. Secretion gland extracted from an Alpha Reaper Queen. Use it to ensure a Reaper embryo hosted within you from a wild queen is turned into queen. So, say you want to bypass the RNG, that 1 in 5 chance for a wild queen. Say you want to bypass that and guarantee yourself a queen. Go hunt an Alpha Queen, and on your next impregnation from a wild queen, you are guaranteed a queen. That is fantastic, especially if you're like trying to get like a certain trait or stats. I cannot remember. No, I think traits and stats are random from wild queens, aren't they? I'm getting rusty. I gotta play the game again. Either way, though, for whatever reason, say you just want to get more queens in general, like just different statted queens. Maybe the one queen that you had is really crap stats or colours or whatever. Now you have an option to guarantee additional queens from wild queens. And that, again, is really nice. There's just such a nice quality of life, a nice incentive to go out and hunt, a good reward if you do come face to face with a scary alpha queen. That's really, really cool. And otherwise, I do think that's pretty much it in terms of rewards. Yeah, it's just the 5 chibis. I really like all the chibis. It's a really nice touch. And just checking the rest of their inventories, but I think I got everything. Yes, I did. Alright then. I do think that's otherwise everything to do with the Reaper Queens then. So like I said, a bit of a quicker video today, and I am sorry that this is so overdue. Again, just really busy with a lot of modding projects, a lot of good things coming our way, and good things that we already have today as well. Like, again, Dracoteuthis, underrated. Untameable Reaper Queens, awesome and feels rewarding as well. Very clever mechanics actually make the creatures, you know, fun and not punishing to use. Obviously, if you can't breed your creatures, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's nice that Myrm has figured out ways to make the Untameable Reaper Queens feel like a regular ARK creature without, you know, any unnecessary restrictions, but rather just has all the basic mechanics you'd like to see in an ARK creature. I think that's a really nice touch. Right then, I'm afraid I'll have to end it here then. Thank you all so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying No Untameables, Dracoteuthis, and everything as well. And as always, I'll see you all again next time. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.